Buckle up, people. We've got a nasty ex-wife trying to get every last cent. Let's do this thing, shall we?
All right, folks. So, Mr. Barrett, Miss Barrett is already unmuted, so if you could please unmute for me, sir. Okay. I've got to place you both under oath. If you could please both raise your right hands. Do you both swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Okay, thank you both. Okay. All right, folks. So, long story short, I know you guys already had a trial on this case, but Judge Block dismissed the case without prejudice, which means Mr. Barrett did in fact have the right to refile this case. Basically this case, he did have the right to file it. I was mistaken last week, and that's why we're back. Okay, so basically starting over again, you're going to have another trial on the case because the first one was dismissed without prejudice, giving him the right to trial again. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Mr. Barrett, you are the petitioner, so you are going to go first. So as part of your testimony, if there is evidence that you submitted to the court via email that you need pulled up, you're going to need to let Ms. Maddox know when you send it in, and just tell her what it's labeled as so she can get it, and she'll share her screen when you have exhibits that you want to show. Okay, so what'll happen now, Mr. Barrett's going to go first with his testimony, his case, and then Ms. Barrett, as soon as he's done, you can ask him questions about his testimony if you choose to do that. And then once you're finished doing that, it'll be your opportunity to testify on your own behalf at that point. And then Mr. Barrett can ask you questions if he chooses to. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. Barrett.
All right. So I wanted to start off by saying first, I actually purchased this home from Erica on 7/25. I first sent her the payment on 7/25/2023. She signed over a deed on 8/4/2023. Also, I told her I was going to sell it since I didn't want to rent to her, but she asked me to rent it. So I said, okay, fine, I'll rent it. So she also signed the signed a lease agreement with me, which is also attached there.
What are the dates on the lease?
The lease agreement is started on August the 4th, 2023. It didn't have an end date.
With no end date?
Correct. You can see it and it's attached to it's signed.
So Miss Barrett, do you agree that he purchased this home from you on 7/25 and the deed? Well, what did you say on August 4th? What happened on the 4th?
The 4th is when she signed the deed. I sent her the money on 7/25/2023. I also sent you the wire payment details. It's attached to this.
Ms. Barrett, do you agree that occurred? That he purchased the home from you on August 4th, 2000?
Yes. Yeah, he loaned me the money.
I didn't loan her. I bought it.
Okay, let each other talk. I'm asking her a question. So, okay, August 4th, 2023, Ms. Barrett, you agree that he purchased the home from you. Do you further agree that you signed a lease agreement with him on August 4th, 2023 that had no end date on it?
Yes.
Okay, so those things we can agree on. We don't have to show those documents because we agree. Okay, what's next, Mr. Barrett?
Then I actually filed an eviction because she wasn't paying. She was 4 months behind. Filed the eviction.
Okay, hold on 1 second. So how much is the monthly rent?
It was it's $1,705, and then also there's a water payment which it fluctuates. So I'm going to say maybe $30-$40, but
the base rent is $1,705.
Correct. Yes. Okay.
When was the last time you received a payment?
I had it in the document too. So the last payment I got was 12/6/2024, but she was already 4 months behind.
I'm sorry, you received a payment
on 12/4/2024.
Was she caught up at that point?
She wasn't caught up. She was already 4 months behind.
What was the balance owed as of that date?
So four times 17. 05. Give me a second. Let me put it in the calculator. 1705 times what's wrong with 1705? It was 6820.
Okay, so in December that's the total she owed in December?
Correct.
What was the payment amount?
So the payment amount so what happened was she was still behind 4 months. So she said
how much did she pay in December?
So I'm trying to explain. That's why this is applicable. She asked me, can I roll in what she owed me? So she said I'll start paying 1983 because she's behind by 14. So if you calculate it and average it out, it's 1983. So she paid that 1983, but she still was behind on the payment.
Okay, you received I'm asking, so you received $1,983 from her in December?
Correct. Yes.
$1,983 received, so that in December, once she made that payment, she owed 6,820 minus 1983.
Yep. Correct.
All right, hold on. That's going to be 6,820 minus 1,983. That's $4,837 even. Okay. So at the end, so we're in December of 2024. She owes $4,837, and then what?
She haven't paid. I haven't gotten any payment since.
Okay. So January, February, March, April.
Yes, all the way up till then. Yes.
And then 19 days. Okay, and then I'd say.
Also, I wanted to.
Hold on one second. I got
to apologize.
And then 19 days in June. Okay, so I've got 1705, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 1705 times 5, which is 8,525. And then I've got the, so 1705 divided by 30 is 5693. Times 19 1,081.67. So that's going to be 8.25 equals. So I've got 1705 times 5 is $8,525 plus 19 days of, that's going to be for January, February, March, and April. Oh, sorry. That should have been 6. Sorry. $10,230 even. So 10,230. Plus 1, so that's plus 1081.67. All right, so I've got January, February, March, April, and May at 1705 each. That's 6 times 1705. That's $10,230. Then I have 19 days of June at $56.93 per day for $1,081.67. That together is $11,311.67.
Okay.
Is that your number? Okay. So that's
Okay,
what I have
number.
just from what you just testified about. That's what you're saying she owes.
Okay.
For rent and for rent through June 19th, which would be.
And she had a water bill, but I won't get into that. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So water bill. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Barrett, what else did you want to present?
I bought a brand new refrigerator, and when we went to do the dispossessory, it was no longer there, so she sold my a brand new washer and dryer that was less than 6 months old that I bought from Home Depot. Actually, Lowe's. Sorry.
Okay. So you're sure she got rid of the washer and dryer?
She did. She said it on the last. She told her she sold it because it wasn't working. A brand new washer and dryer.
She told who
She told the previous judge that she sold it.
Sold it because
she claimed it wasn't working, but it's brand new.
No, it didn't work.
With a warranty.
Ms. Barrett, you're going to get a chance to go over all your side of the story in just a second. Just let him finish, and then you get to go over your part. Okay. All right. So what are you saying? So you're asking to recover for the washer and dryer?
Correct.
How do you know it wasn't? How do you know it wasn't broken?
It was brand new. It's under warranty. It was 6 months old. Like it's a brand new. It comes with like a 3 year warranty. It's a brand new washer and dryer.
How, and you're seeking how much for it?
1890.
All of this is straight scam and cash grab. Plain and simple.
That's brand new price though, right?
Yeah, it was brand new. She got it brand new. I bought it brand new.
It was
She told me it wasn't working. She told me it wasn't work. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
6 months. It was 6 months old, correct?
Okay, 1,500. Yeah.
Okay, so but basically that's the
Yeah.
brand new price. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What else?
I mean, that's the main thing. I want to make sure
Okay.
she paid. Yeah,
Okay, so you're seeking the back rent plus reimbursement for the washer and the dryer. That's essentially what you're asking.
correct.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Barrett, I think that concludes. You don't have any other witnesses that you're going to present today. Is that correct, Mr. Barrett?
No.
Okay. All right, Ms. Barrett, if you would like to ask Mr. Barrett some questions right now, you can ask him. You don't need to ask him questions. Like if you felt like it'd be more productive to just go into your own testimony, you can do that. But if you would like to ask him questions, you can do that now.
I could just talk to you or.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want to testify and not
Yeah.
ask him questions, that's fine.
Okay. Okay.
If you would just rather testify, you can do that.
Andre signed the deed over to his mom
Okay.
after it was signed over to.
Never signed it over to her, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Don't interrupt. Let her finish.
Um,
So, Ms. Barrett, what proof do you have that this happened?
It's recorded. I mean, it's recorded with DeKalb County.
Okay. Do you have a copy of that deed?
I don't have a copy of the deed, but he did sign it. It's recorded.
So but how am I supposed to know that if you don't have it, if you're not presenting it as evidence? How do I know that? Because he got a deed that says the property is his.
It's public information.
I know, but
Is
that's not, this is part of your trial. I don't dig up evidence for people. Like the judge doesn't do that. You have to bring in your own evidence for your case.
Okay.
I can't look up a deed.
email. I'll look to see if I can find an email, but it's not the property's not even in his name. It's in his mom's name.
Okay, well, that's the case. I need to see the proof of that, and that will end the discussion pretty quickly. So I'm going to give her a break to try to see if she can pull that up. All right, Ms. Barrett, were you able to find the deed?
I'm still looking for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm assuming that's a yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely have it in your email somewhere?
I don't have it in my email, but I was just trying to look online for the records. But
Your Honor, quick question. She said she signed the deed over and she signed a lease on the same dates. I'm a little confused as to where the gap is.
She's saying that you, at a later date, transferred ownership of the property to your mother. And I do want to remind you, sir, Ms. Judge Block put in her order that you stated that in open court that you did that.
I didn't.
And so
that's why I said let's find the
it does
paperwork.
turn out that is actually happened, then that would be perjury. And that is, you need to understand that. So if we do see a deed that you did later on, that's not
I'm in
good.
agreement. I agree. Let's pull it up.
Okay. All right. So at the previous hearing, was this deed to your mom put into evidence?
There was never the deed which I showed you now. It was on the previous case. If you log in, it's
Well,
there.
I'm asking about.
No, she never had one. She just so when they came to evict her is when she actually made that statement because she was trying to stop the eviction process.
No.
That's the reason why that
No.
occurred.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you a few more minutes to try to find something in
Okay.
the spirit.
okay.
All right. We're going to take a brief break while she's still looking because that's pretty much. Okay, hold on. So now I'm looking. I just found another case. I thought it was just the case from April, but there was another dispossessory from back in February in which you guys made a consent where Miss Barrett, you were going to pay.
Correct.
You were going to pay to stay in that case.
Yes, Your Honor. I attached that as well to show you that she signed it and she swore on the oath she would pay, and I never got the payment.
Why didn't you apply for a writ under that case?
I did when they got there. She told them that she owned the property. She told so we pretty much moved every single thing out her home. I paid money to move everything out, and then she told them that she's the owner of the property, not me. And that's what stopped everything. So it cost me thousands of dollars. I've been paying that. So that's the fee that I wanted to add on there because she owed me for. I had to pay twice to evict her.
Which is number one, wrong.
So as a courtesy, I had them call her because her stuff was outside and I didn't want her stuff to get taken.
All right, I'm going to give you 5 more minutes, Ms. Barrett, and then we're going to get started again.
Your Honor, I can't find it. I'm looking for it, but I can't find it.
Have you ever produced in court a copy of this deed that you say was from Mr. Barrett to his mom?
No.
And why is that?
I just haven't had time to find it. But there's a deed.
How do you know?
Because I signed the deed over to her. We went into a law office.
You signed the deed. You just say I signed my deed over.
Barrett, stop.
Andre had me going to a law office to turn the property over to his mom.
You didn't have possession of the property anymore. You had a lease. You wouldn't have been able to give ownership of the property to his mom after he bought it from you.
I'm sorry. Andre
He
wanted
bought the property from you. And then you're saying after he bought the property from you, he transferred it to his mom. You didn't have any interest in the house at that point.
I went into a law office. Andre set it up.
But you had no ownership rights to the property.
She's so dumb. She marches into court and proudly claims to have made a fraudulent conveyance. The judge is all over it, but that's what we're dealing with here.
You couldn't have transferred her any property rights because you didn't have any. You had a lease.
Well, then how did the attorney conduct it? Andre asked me to turn the property over to his mom. It was a quitclaim deed that
There was
I
a quitclaim deed from August 4th of 2023. But then after that, you couldn't have given any interest in this property to anybody because once he bought it from you, you were no longer the owner. You didn't have any ownership to transfer.
So why did he have me? Why did I have to sign over this?
I don't know what you were doing in the law.
No,
it
was his attorney.
Okay. If you're saying, and you agreed earlier that you sold this property to him on August 4th of 2023, and there is a deed that he has submitted that has been recorded that shows that did happen. After that date, you did not own this property.
His mom owns the property. There's a deed. I signed it over.
Why would you have had to sign it if you didn't have any ownership interest?
He asked me to.
Was it part of a divorce settlement or something? Did you sign a deed or something in the divorce?
I signed a deed.
I don't know what you signed, but I know that if you sold the property completely to him, then you didn't have any ownership interest to transfer later. That's all I can say. If there was no other, you didn't have anything to transfer to his mom or anybody else after that date.
I did. My name was still on the mortgage. It was just a quitclaim deed. So we never had a closing.
The mortgage is different. The mortgage is different. The mortgage doesn't give you ownership rights. You may have maybe they had to refinance the mortgage or something so Mr. Barrett, what did you have her come in to do that she's confused about?
Yeah, I'm not sure what she's confused about. She just said she signed over everything to me. That's why I'm still confused as to why.
But she's saying you had her come into a law office to sign something after you brought the property from her.
So let me tell you exactly. I'll answer that question.
Okay.
So what happened is she signed the deed over to me. Initially, I didn't file the paperwork with the county. The reason why I decided to file the paperwork with the county is she took a loan out against the property after she sold it to me. 7 days after she sold it to me, she took a loan out against the property illegally without telling me until one day I got paperwork in the mail saying that there's a lien against the home, and I'm like, I'm
seeing this now. This deed was not
straight grifting, nothing more, nothing less.
Recorded until February 20th of 2025, but it was executed on August 4th, 2023.
Yes, and then she signed a warranty, what do you call it? A quick claim, not a quick claim, what do you call it, where you take a financial, I can't think, she signed another deed with somebody 7 days to get money against the property after she sold it to me.
Ms. Barrett, did you do that?
Yes, it's uploaded on the county website.
Okay, I can't, like I told her, I
Okay,
can't
sorry.
upload anything from the county website. Ms. Barrett, is that what happened?
I took a loan out before, and it was recorded after.
Okay.
No. The notary date is 7
Well,
days.
it's just really,
On-
honestly, at the end of the day, without a deed that shows that somebody else owns this property, the only deed I have in front of me is a deed that says that he owns the property. So I'm going to go with that for tonight. So Ms. Barrett, I mean, in terms of the ownership of the property, I don't think you have anything to show me that he doesn't own the property. So, and it's also compounded by the fact that in February, you had agreed that you owed him rent and you didn't challenge the ownership of it then. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying this is the third or fourth. So February, April, and then this is the third eviction on this. All right. So Ms. Barrett, in terms of anything you want to, it doesn't sound like you want to ask him some questions, but if you do want to ask him questions, you can ask him some questions now. Otherwise, you can just go right into your testimony regarding rent, anything else you want to go into at this time. Mr. Barrett, you may want to unmute because you want to ask him questions or you just want to testify?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Ms. Barrett. Do you want to testify? I'm assuming.
No, I don't have any questions. No, I don't. No.
You don't have anything to
Okay.
say
No.
about the number, about how much he says
No.
you owe and the washer and dryer or anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I have a question, Your Honor. Can I ask one question before?
Sure.
Yeah, because you were saying under perjury, you were saying that multiple times we came to court and she lied about the ownership. And even when they went to evict her, she lied again about the ownership. And now she's saying something different and it's cost me thousands of dollars, amount of tens of thousands of dollars. Like what is the county going to do about somebody who's...
Well, that's something you can talk to the solicitor about. You see if, I mean, you can talk to the solicitor about that. If you think there's something there, you may or may not.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. She may have just been, I don't know. I'm not going to make any comment on that, but Ms. Barrett, if you don't want to say anything else about anything he else has said, I will just go ahead and issue an order. I'm not going to make an award on the washer and dryer, but I will give you the $11,311.67 in rent.
But she said she sold it and it's brand new. She confirmed she sold it.
Okay, Ms. Barrett, did you sell his washer and dryer?
I did. It wasn't working.
Okay, how much did you receive for the washer and dryer?
$600.
Okay. All right.
Somebody bought a $600 washer and dryer, Your Honor. That doesn't work.
Okay, I don't know.
And
I'll
that's
give you
under warranty.
$1,500 for the washer and dryer.
Okay.
So that is hold on. So the total number is going to be $11,311.67 plus $1,500 for $12,811.67. And then a writ of possession will be available at 11:59 p.m. on June 19th. All right. So that's what the order of the court will look like. You guys are both free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Damn, you may kiss your ride.
There you have it. There you have it. An ex-wife just draining his assets and continues to do so. This is what you see more often than not. I hear you. I hear you all out there. No, it's not all of you, but it's a high percentage. And even the ones who start in good faith can arrive at this place. Don't do it, boys. Do not do it. He made a lot of mistakes. He continues to make a lot of mistakes. She's still manipulating. He does not understand how to get this thing done, but I think he'll finally get there. So he's bringing some of this upon himself by continuing to be too nice and continuing to be naive. The order today was good, and it looks like he's headed the right direction.